99 problems, but finding a deal ain't one. Mike mentioned a formula. I like that formula, but I want to add one little caveat to it, and that's this. Action plus offers equal profit. Actions plus offers equal profit. Actions plus offers equal profit. If your action allow you to make offers, you will make profits. Your goal is to make 10, 15, 20, 30 offers a week. It's a numbers game. 30 offers a week, 10% closing ratio, 3 deals a week times 4. That's a total of 12 deals a month. Action plus offers equal profit. That's the secret to this business. If you do that, if you follow that formula, if you make yourself available so that you can put the deals out there, put the offers out there, do the activities you need to get the offers to come to you, you will make money. Let's start off with a little bit of house cleaning. First and foremost, put all those cell phones on vibrate or turn them off. If the phone goes off while we're in the room, you're going to have to stand up and sing, "I'm a little teapot. Fill my stout." So turn them off. Make sure you take lots of notes. All of my presentations will be 100% content, and I talk fast. So you may have to slow me down. Whoa there, Charles. Slow down a little bit. Let me know. If you take a picture during this presentation and hashtag it on Facebook, or if you put it out on any of the social sites, you're going to get an additional bonus other than the one I'm giving each and every one of you guys for coming today. So all you need to do is take a picture anytime during the presentation, upload it in Facebook with the hashtag #RealDealMeetup. And what that means is just tell people what you think about this presentation, what you think about the meetup today. And at the end of the actual statement, put the phrase hashtag #RealDealMeetup. That way we can search you and find you and give you the additional bonus you're going to get. And you can also get this bonus by leaving a review on Meetup. Meetup is going to ask you when you go to Meetup the next time, would you like to leave a review? If you leave a review, I'll also give you the bonus then. Now, my ethical bribe that I have for you today is my conversion cheat sheet. And you guys will get that at the end of this presentation. It's an actual physical binder. I'm going to give it to each and every one of you guys. That cheat sheet is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I'm going to tell you why. Because inside that cheat sheet, it has all the numbers that you should get when you do marketing on Facebook, when you get leads to your website, when you get leads from different social sites, and so on. It breaks down what a successful marketing campaign number should be. And that's based on all the clients I've worked with over the years, all the mastermind students, all the individuals I've coached over the years. I've gathered all this data and put it into a cheat sheet that I'm going to give to you at the end of today. And the 2 most important points of all. Be curious. Be curious to know. Ask questions. Stop me if you want more details, more information. I love being challenged. I love for you to come and say, what did you mean about this? Or why am I doing it this way? Or why should I do it that way? And last but not least, I'm a movie buff. Back in the 70s, this was my favorite movie. How many of you guys remember The Warriors? Do you remember Cyrus? Cyrus would say, can you dig it? And the Warriors would say, yes, we can. That's what I want today. During this presentation, I'm going to say, can you dig it? And I want you to say,
yes, we can.
You must not want to do it that much. I need some energy. I'm an energy kind of guy. Can you dig it?
Yes, we can.
All right, all right. Okay, for those of you that don't know my story, and I usually start the presentation off with telling my story. I'm that guy that grew up in the projects of East Baltimore, Douglas Projects to be exact, and all of my life I was told, you can't do anything. You're not going to amount to anything. Matter of fact, we got drugs, we got all this stuff going on. Think about this. The only picture I could find of Douglas Projects has the police standing in it. That tells you about my neighborhood. And it was tough. I was that guy who said, I don't need to do this. I don't need to do that. This is 10, 12, 13 years old. And my mom would knock me upside my head. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. And I didn't listen. I thought I knew it all. So I went to school. Very little schooling. As a matter of fact, I dropped out in the 9th grade. To this date, I have a 9th grade education because I thought I knew it all. So knowing it all, dropping out of school in junior high, the first job I found was working at John Hopkins Hospital, being a security guard. The second job I found was working at BG&E, being a security guard. The third job I found was working at Lexington Market, being a security guard. And I got fired from each one of those jobs in 3 years, which tells you how proficient I was at doing it. So I needed a change. I decided I was going to do something else because being a security guard wasn't the right thing for me. So what did I decide to do? Sell Kirby vacuum cleaners. I said, $1,400 vacuum cleaner, and I get 30-something% off of each sale. If I could sell a $1,400 vacuum cleaner, I could do anything. And I didn't sell not one damn one. But, which goes back to my lesson, it taught me how to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Because I was knocking on individuals' doors in West Baltimore. Want to buy a vacuum cleaner? Now, I didn't even have a house. Want to buy a vacuum cleaner? To this day, I can knock on doors all day. I don't care if I know the person or not. Because I learned from that job how to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Now, what am I doing today? I have a marketing company called Page One Success. We work with a lot of different investors all across the country. The website is pageonesuccess.com. We do web designs for all the big investors. Most of the investors in town who got their website, we do the designs for them. I get hired by these same investors and other companies to teach them how to do marketing for their business and consulting to help grow their business. We do work with different clients. We got fitness clients. We got individuals all across the country, companies all across the country. I used to be the director of marketing for all the RIAs around the country. So that's my marketing company. My teaching side of the business is the meetup. My partner and I, Kenneth Gills, started this meetup about 8 years ago. And it was a way to give back without asking for anything in return. A meetup meeting will be always 100% content. Let me close this up. And I made it that way. I got all kinds of open windows here. I made it that way because I knew how it was when I wanted to learn the business. There was no one out there that was willing to just give you information. And that's how this meetup came to be, the third largest real estate investing meetup in the nation, with over 5,400 members nationwide, because of the giving, the content that you're going to receive today. And my real estate company, Chucky Buy Yucky Houses. You know, I got to have a flair to my name, you know. We're buying properties all across the country. Let's pull back what it looks like. This is what we do daily, weekly, monthly. We wholesale, we rehab, we're doing tenant placement, we do guaranteed rent, we do website design, search engine optimization, search engine marketing, consulting. I do a little speaking, not that much anymore, and my meetup group. My team players are individuals that help our business. We got 380 plus house hunters, 64 are what I would call really active. These are people that are sending us deals. We have one project manager, a VA, one of my virtual assistants, 4 website developers, also part of my virtual assistant team, 1 graphic designer, 1 classified ad poster. We actually post all across the country in the different markets we do. We use software that allows us to post on Craigslist every day, 10, 15 times a day, anytime we want. We also have 2 software developers. I've created software for my business, for my developers, scraping software, data extraction software, and so on. 2 real estate agents, main agents here in Maryland, 1 CPA, 1 attorney, 3 primary title companies that we work with here in the Maryland, DC region, 2 general contractors, and numerous handymen. My team, we're all over the world, matter of fact. United States, Philippines, India, Canada, and Germany. Where we wholesale and do deals at: Baltimore, Washington, Houston, Ohio, Tampa, St. Pete, and also Los Angeles, California. Our clients consist of consulting clients, website design clients, and SEO, SEM clients. Some of the individuals that I've had the opportunity to mentor, work with in regards to consulting for their businesses, doing marketing for them in their business, and so on, include Than Merle, Century Auction Group, Kenneth Gills, the Director of Housing for Maryland, Mark Witten, Marcel Humphrey, DMV Home Buyers, Bill Fell, Super Cheap Home Properties, and so on, and so on, and so on. I've been in this business for over 30 years, and in a year or so, I'll be retiring. But now, a DURU is someone that does the business that they teach, not talk about the business they used to do. That's a guru. Can you dig it?
Yes, we can.
All right. This is a deal where it closed on in Washington, D.C. Purchase price is on Christine Avenue. Purchase price was $342. Rehab cost was $75,000. The profit was $130. This is another one we did in D.C. 1,600 gates. Purchase price $380. Rehab cost $110. Profit $125. Another one, D.C. 18th place. Purchase price $120. Rehab cost $18 and profit $65. These are just the deals we did in D.C. alone. In the last 3 to 4 months, these are the deals that have closed, that are under options for contract to close. They're in escrow, and they have sold. And this is just the last 3 months alone. And this is the Maryland, D.C. region. You've been hoodwinked by the gurus. I'm going to say that again. You've been hoodwinked by those gurus. You are doomed to gloom. And what I mean by that, if you do what they say, you should be a wholesaler You should be a rehab investor. You should be a buy and hold investor. You are doomed to gloom. And why I say that? Because, my friend, you're just trading one job for another. You're going to have what my friend Cliff liked to say, when all the smoke is said and done, you're going to have golden handcuffs. And what I mean by golden handcuffs? That wholesaler, that rehabber, if you stop wholesaling and you stop rehabbing, you stop making money. So most of you will stay on your job because, one, of that fact, two, because it's comfortable. Remember about being comfortable, being uncomfortable? It's comfortable to know that if I don't get a deal next month, I have a paycheck coming in. It's comfortable. Now, I'm not saying all of you should go out tomorrow and quit your jobs and go into real estate investing full time. No. Real estate can do whatever you want it to do for you. But you have to be willing to be careless, to be dareless. A lot of you suffer from analysis paralysis. I want to think it through. I got to figure this out. I can't do this. I can't write a paper. I can't call. I can't. Yes, you can. Action plus offers equal profit. Let yourself make a mistake. A mistake isn't the worst thing, unless it's a controlled mistake. That's what I'm saying. I don't want you to lose $100,000 and say, boy, I learned a lesson there. No, that's not what I'm saying. If you're using the right paperwork, if you're using the right documents, if you have the right process in place, you can minimize your loss. So allow yourself to be careless, to be dareless. Stop it. I want you not to be a wholesaler, not to be a rehabber, not to be a buy and hold investor. I want you to be a transaction engineer. I want you to take a look at that deal and mold it to the point where you can make 1, 2, 3 types of profits from that one deal. That's what a transaction engineer can do. That will take your business to the next level. I don't teach wholesaling. I don't teach rehabbing. I don't teach buy and hold investing. I teach my mastermind students how to be transaction engineers. Sure, wholesaling is part of it, but they're going to learn other strategies with it. Sure, rehabbing is part of the lessons, but they're going to learn other strategies with it. They're going to learn how to look at any deal and make 3 to 4 or 5 different profits off of one deal. Where others is going to see a wholesale, they're going to see a wholesale, they're going to see a tenant placement, they're going to see a guaranteed rent, they're going to see a lease with option to buy, they're going to see an option to buy, they're going to see a subject to, they're going to see all these different strategies from that one deal. That's what being a transaction engineer is all about. My mentor, one of my mentors, in fact, Peter Fortunato out of Florida, studied from him for years, and Jack Miller out of Florida, Jack Shea from Florida, and Jimmy Napier. These are all the individuals that 15, 20 years ago, I decided I wanted to learn from. That's where I met Bill Fell at a conference in Florida where Jack Miller and Peter Fortunato were speaking. And we clicked right then and there. And we've been doing deals together ever since. Peter Fortunato talked about this same concept, and this is his, what I like to call, map. Look at a house and don't just see the foundation. See all the wondrous possibilities that you can make from that one house. That one house can give you amortization. That one house can give you income. That one house can give you growth. That one house can give you profit, management benefits, tax benefits, and use benefits. That's being a transaction engineer. That's the main thing I've learned 15 years ago, was that house is more than just a wholesale deal, a rehab deal, or a buy and hold deal. My 3D deal reveal. This is it. Think like a mad scientist. My wife tells me how crazy I am. I don't know how she puts up with me, truth be told. Because almost everything other than I love you is eat, drink, and sleep real estate. I'm be honest with you guys. I am an introvert. If I'm not in front of this room, and if I wasn't married to my wife, I'd be buried in a book, no party life, no fun, none of that stuff. My wife brings me fun on a silver platter. Because when I learned this business, I learned it with a passion that is just sickening. So, thank you, my love, for making me do other things. What I call the 3D deal reveal. A deal only has 3 different outcomes. There's only 3 different types or parts of the deal. It can either come out to be an all-cash offer, an owner finance offer, or a structured finance offer. That's it. So when you get a deal, the transaction engineer decides where do the deal fall. And once you can determine which 1, 2, or 3 opportunities that deal have, then the structure is easy. For example, if it's an all-cash deal, it falls underneath the exit structure of wholesaling the deal or rehabbing the deal. I'm going to give the seller $50,000 for a house that's worth $100,000 that only needs $20,000 worth of work. An all-cash offer. I'm going to wholesale it out. I'm going to rehab it out. An all-cash offer type of deal. Or that deal could fall underneath of the owner finance type. The owner finance type is an X amount up front with or without a monthly payment to a conclusion of the terms. For example, we talked about what happened with Tamika and DURU deal. They gave the seller $80,000 up front. The actual terms was $1,000 a month. The conclusion was a balloon payment in 3 years. But I could have easily structured that deal to be $5,000 every quarter, $5,000 every year. Don't think in terms of he said a month, so it should be a month. It should be whatever you can convince the seller to say yes to that fits in the term or the structure of your deal. Most of the time, the owner finance deals are basically deals that have a lot of equity to no mortgage at all on them. So if that comes across my desk, I'm going to think of owner finance exits. And then you have the structured finance offer. It's a combination of a cash offer plus an owner finance offer. And those deals can be exit out by way of tenant placement, guaranteed rent, option to buy, or lease with option to buy. So when the deal comes across the desk and it fits into one of these pipelines, I know this is the way I should go when it comes to my offer. That's the secret of being a transaction engineer. It's that simple. Any questions so far? Because you're making this so easy for me. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Where did the $80,000 come from? Was that
The question is, where did the $80,000 up front came from? It came from a private financer. Exactly. Yes. I'm going to expand on all of them when we go into further detail. So yes, I will definitely expand on what that strategy is. Before you can structure the deal, one of your homework assignments should be, I need to create the perfect empathy map of my buyer, my seller, my renter. Now, what do I call an empathy map? It's the perfect avatar of who you're going to market to. For example, what is your sellers, buyers, and renters thinking and feeling? In this area, you should be putting all those different things, what they're thinking about. Man, I got to sell this house or I can't pay my rent. Man, I'm getting ready to lose this property. It's in foreclosure. Man, I can't do this. Man, this is going to happen. What am I going to do next? My taxes got taken by the IRS. What is your sellers, buyers, and renters thinking that you want to do business with? Next, what are they seeing from others? And what I mean by that, what is your competition sending to them? What is your competition saying to them? Look at your competition websites. See exactly who your competition is. Identify who are the players in your market that are dominating your market and know what they're doing so that you can mimic what they are doing for your business. And you can mimic the message for your marketing to get the appropriate sellers that they are getting. Next, what do your sellers say and do? Easy. They say they want to sell their house today. They do not act as if they want to. They say that they're willing to take no money down. They say that they need to sell in 7 days. They say that their house is being foreclosed on. They say that they're going through a divorce. They say they got a redemption foreclosure notice for tax sale. That's what your sellers, buyers, and renters are saying. Just fill in the blank for that. And last but not least, what are they hearing from others? Man, you got to watch out for those wholesale guys, those flip your house guys. They'll steal your property. That's a scam. Real estate agents, they can't do that. So put yourself in the mind of your sellers, your buyers, your renters. That's what I'm saying when I say fill in what they're saying. Last but not least, describe what keeps them up at night. Having to move their family to a new neighborhood, having 2 mortgages, living in one state and having a property they're trying to manage in another state. What's keeping them up at night? Describe what gives them peace of mind. Getting that tenant out that property. Getting that property sold. Having somebody take over those payments. Finally getting rid of that albatross. When you map this out, you now have the perfect marketing campaign to market to. It will tell you who and what strategies you should be executing. What does a transactional engineer seller look like? Simple. Someone that needs to sell. If the person say, I want to sell this house, well, Ms. Jackson, tell me, what do you plan on doing if you don't sell the house? Well, I guess I'm going to hold it for another 5 years. That's not a person that needs to sell. That's a person that wants to sell. So determine if your seller is a needer or a wanter. Oh, one thing I got to warn you guys about, I make up words. You'll probably be hearing some of them throughout this presentation. So just follow with me. Also, a perfect transaction engineer seller is someone who is flexible to work with. Someone who don't mind you taking over a payment. Someone who says, I just want to get out of this property. I don't need to make any money. Someone who says, I'll pay you to buy my house. You want someone who is flexible enough to work with. Your job is to solve their problem. It's that simple. Ideally, someone that has lots of equity could be one type of transaction engineer. Free and clear properties. Whenever you get a free and clear property, you better go past the boardwalk and run over to that house. Because the only thing stopping you from getting a deal is your negotiation skills. Because that person that has a free and clear property has an opportunity for you to make a profit. I teach my mastermind students, if the property is free and clear, stop and ask that seller, what time of the day can I come by to see your property? Because there's opportunity there. It could also be someone that has no equity. Why am I saying someone that has no equity? Well, because I can take over the payments of a property that has no equity if the payments are low enough, where I can create an arbitrage. I can create a spread between the payments and what I collect. Corey talked about how he paid $700, but he collected $1,200. That spread is your profit. So you can pay that person who has no equity if you can create a spread out of the deal. Someone that doesn't need all their money today. Someone who says, through your questioning, I have this bill that I need to pay in 6 months, and I got to get $30,000 before then. That's a roadmap to structure the deal so that you could, one, if the numbers make sense, where you could take over the property, let the person bring the property in the deal. You only need to come up with repair costs, and you pay the person off when you sell the house. So now you don't have a loan to get for buying the house. You only need to worry about the rehab costs because you structured the deal based on that seller's need and time frame of money. You don't need money to make money in this business. You need the use of money. And that money could come from this guy right here, this guy right here, the seller, your cousin, or anyone else. So that's what's meant when it's said, You can make money with little or no money down. You can, but you need the use of money. Someone whose property has been listed for 6 months or more. I love that one. A lot of the structured finance deals we're doing are people that can't sell their properties. People who we notice whose houses are on Craigslist, and we see listings that's seasoned, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. When I see that, I'm thinking tenant placement. I'm thinking guaranteed rent. I'm thinking lease with option to buy. Hell, if you don't own a house right now, this is a perfect way for you to get and be a homeowner. If your goal is nothing more than to own your own house, you can take over the payments on somebody else's property and own your own property. Are you ready for leads online? I ask you, are you ready to get leads online?
Yes.
In order for that to happen, we must have what's called a lead capture page. There are 6 main components to a successful lead capture page. The 6 components are: 1, identity; 2, credibility; 3, relevance; 4, social proof; 5, urgency; and 6, usability. If you have these 6 elements on your lead capture page. Now, what's a lead capture page? It's the first page that a person gets to when they go look up your company and visit your website. So it could be your home page. It could be your squeeze page. It could be your landing page. The first page they get to is considered your landing page. These are the elements that should be on a landing page if you're expecting to get leads from your online presence. And you should have all 6. Can you get away with 4 or 5? Yes. But if you have competition, that competitor that has all 6 will convert more than you. So apples being all things equal, you want to do more than what your competition is doing. That's the secret to success in this business. Just do more than what your competition is doing. When I say identity, I'm talking about your logo. I'm talking about your telephone number. I'm talking about your actual email address. This should be on your landing page. I'm also talking about social proof. What is social proof? Your Facebook buttons, your Google buttons, your LinkedIn buttons. These elements build a sense of warmth from your sellers, buyers, and renters that they're doing business with a real company. Usability. We're talking about the style of your capture box. We're talking about the color of the button on your website capture. Did you know that based on the color of your button, that it could push the person off or push the person to push the button on your website? Urgency statements. What do I mean by urgency statements? I'm talking about get my fast offer today. Urgency statements is a key part to your growth on your website. Relevance. Need to sell your house fast? This is the factors that each and every one of your businesses must have on your website. Get an offer in 24 hours, urgency. Just complete this form, relevance. These are ideal stuff on your website. Yes.
Charles, I have a quick question.
Sure.
I sent out a letter,
Mm-hmm.
and the seller called me and said, "You put on a letter, you could give me an offer right now.
Mm-hmm.
Give me an offer."
Mm-hmm.
I said, I was really stumped. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah.
And so I'm real quick on my feet. Well, do you think I can see the place first? And he was like, "Well, you said you could." And so I thought, so what should have been my comeback?
Okay, the question is, you said you can give me an offer right now. I want an offer right now. Okay, Mr. Jackson, here's what I need from you first and foremost. Why does that keep popping up? Let me close that up. Mr. Jackson, here's what I need from you first and foremost. Can you tell me a little bit of information about your property? Because you can't give an offer on something you don't know about. So that's the first thing. Most properties in Maryland and DC, I can usually give an offer on the phone without having to do due diligence. If I have and that's because of my knowledge of the neighborhoods. If I have a seller that has some knowledge, I can use their knowledge. And here's what I mean by that. The seller says, and my question to the seller is, okay, here's the information I need in order to give you an offer right now. Ms. Jackson, how much are properties selling in your area right now? Well, the house across the street sold for $160,000. Okay, great. Ms. Jackson, how much do you want for your property? Well, I want at least what they sold across the street. Okay, $160,000. Ms. Jackson, how much do you owe on your mortgage? I owe $160,000. Whoop, okay. So they owe $160,000. The house is worth $160,000, and they want $160,000. Ms. Jackson, what is your mortgage payment? Oh, my mortgage payment is about $600 a month. Okay, great, no problem. Ms. Jackson, what is your mortgage balance? Well, I owe $160. Bam. So based on that, the offer I can give her is an offer where I'm going to take over the mortgage payment and give her a structured deal. Because I found out that two things. One, the property is over leveraged. There is no equity. Based on what she told me, there is no equity. Based on the comp she gave me, there is no equity. So I'm going to give her an offer of, I can take over your property in the next 3 years. I can do what's called a guaranteed rent program.